Feels pretty secure and snug on there. Oh, I'm losing gas out of my gas cans, and here's why. I've been replacing all my gas pouring nozzles with these, and these work really well. They seal well. You can screw this on so the gas never leaks out of here. Problem is, you drill out a hole in the back for these, and then you put this on, and guess what? These pop open when there's too much pressure in the tank, or if you don't get them on well enough, they just pop right open, and then gas evaporates and evaporates and evaporates out. So I have a couple cans out there that these popped off on, and they're like a fifth to a fourth down of gas. So I am losing gas, and I'd rather keep it in my cans. So we're going to try these out. These are a gas can vent cap that you kind of bolt on, but it has a threaded cap right here that you unthread, and so that'll allow it to vent well. When you want it to, you just unthread that, but then you screw it back on and it won't pop off or pop open when there's too much pressure inside the tank like these things do. Okay. Plastic, expands and contracts a little bit with cold, not a lot, but it gets really cold here, and then it gets warm in my shed during the day, below freezing at night, and so there are big temperature changes, and these pop open often. And this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened in the past. I've just kind of put up with it, but we're going to fix it. This kit comes with, how many are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these suckers. So we're going to go put these in and see if these do well. Let's just have a look at these. Comes with the drill bit that you need. Handy dandy wrench. And you can see the 2 seals that go on each side of the can there. And then this will unthread and allow it to vent. And that's a decent size hole. As far as the hole diameter goes, it's close to the same. So little rubber seal up or some kind of seal up inside there. Okay, and don't throw this away with the package. Inside this piece is the wire that you'll need. Comes with pretty clear directions on the back. Okay, so this is just a little 2.5 gallon gas can. No vent on it. I kind of hate that nozzle. So we're probably going to replace that too, but I think I'm going to put this cap right there. I don't want to put it back here. I think it'll slosh less, and I don't think it'll be in the way right there. So let's put it right there. Probably won't put it on a seam, just because that seam might have a ridge on the inside and then it may not seal well. Let's put it just beside it here though. Okay, and there's always a chance of plastic getting down inside once you drill the hole right, so. And I'm not super worried about this, but I do want to check. Any modern engine should have a good enough fuel filter that'll, block anything like this from going into your carburetor or your fuel injection. But I'm just going to check here. I don't see anything inside. So what let's do. Okay, there it is right there. We'll pull it through. Cap off. Take the nut off. Slide one of these off. Then we're just going to put this on and slide this on like this. Hopefully this will fit up this hole. Hopefully I didn't shoot myself in the foot here. Okay, and there it is right there. Might have to put a little bit of a bend in it, try to get that to straighten up there. Or what we might do is just put a little bend in the end of this. Just a little 90-degree bend like that. And then pull it like this. And that allows it to pull right up. Good deal. We'll slide our other O-ring over the wire. Got confused there for a second about which order this goes in, but you put this yellow ring underneath the nut. That kind of acts like a washer against the rubber O-ring there, so it helps protect the rubber O-ring and doesn't twist or distort it. It just kind of tightens down on top of it. Okay, and when you tighten the nut down, it's easy to squish the washer out, or the rubber O-ring. But now that I have a 90-degree bend in that, I can't get it out that way, so I'm going to have to feed it back through. And fortunately, I have some long needle nose pliers I can stick down here and grab it. Okay, pretty cool. Now, it kind of spins on there, doesn't it? I don't like that. Whenever you tighten it against that, it has the tendency to want to drive the actual stem back down through that nut, back down inside. So right now I'm kind of spinning it down inside, like, look at that. Now I love this gas can. It's done a good job for us for our dirt bikes and four-wheelers for years, but it has this little vent on the back that's never really worked right. You can see I had to make the hole bigger, and it's still not enough to actually let air flow through there. When you have the can stood up like this, air's always trying to come back up the nozzle because it's not enough when you're pouring gas straight through. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. Oh, look, that just broke off. How convenient. Okay, and that's a pretty big hole, right? That's bigger than our little thing we want to put in. So, you know what? That first one I had, the package didn't have this little ring in there. So that goes over that upper washer, that upper O-ring rather, to keep it seated and sealed. And that first one didn't have it in the package. Huh, okay. Okay, so here's an issue if you're replacing a cap like this, because it has such a big hole there, right? This one was just a white colored cap, but it's the same diameter, the same kind of design. When you go to put these inside, that almost falls through. So that's not going to make a good seal. So my solution for that is take the rubber O-ring off. We're going to try this out. This might or might not work. But I've got a washer here. This is a 1/4 inch inner diameter washer. It actually measures 3/4 inch on the outside. There's a tiny bit of play there, but not much, okay? So it's a pretty good fit. And what we're going to do is knead up some quick steel, okay? Now, I've used this stuff. We've used this stuff in several trail repairs. It's funny. I repaired a busted crankcase on a dirt bike in the mountains. We were quite a ways from the truck. I hit a rock with my magnesium crankcase on my Honda motocrosser and busted a hole in it. It was leaking oil. So we laid it on its side. We put quick steel on it. I actually sold the bike with that repair on it years later. Also a gas EC300. My buddy was riding it and he ripped the bottom nipple off of the radiator, like ripped it, didn't rip it off, but ripped it open so that it was pouring coolant everywhere. We straightened it back up, put quick steel on it, and I sold that dirt bike. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. I sold that dirt bike years later with the same repair, never ever leaked. And so we fixed other stuff with quick steel, so it does a good job. I'm confident it'll be good against this because it won't have constant gas exposure, but splashes, it'll keep it out. So I'm going to put a little between the turkeys and the chickens. I don't know if I can get a word in edgewise. So we're going to put a bead of it around here, a big thick bead of it, and then smash it up against the inside of the tank. And then we're going to put another washer on the outside with a bead on the inside of this washer and smash it up against the tank as well. Hopefully that'll do the job. All right, so we just cut a chunk off here of quick steel. If you haven't used this before, it's just a 2-part epoxy that hardens in about 15 minutes, okay? So it does get hot as you need it. The turkeys are coming to see us and see what we're doing here. We doing, gobblers? Don't be eating stuff in here. It's not going to be good for you. Okay, and then once you get it kneaded up to kind of a uniform color, that's good. No, this is not for you, turkey. We're going to roll it out into like a long bead. Lay it around here like this. Okay, that's what that'll look like. That'll go on the inside. Let's go ahead and make one for the outside real quick, just so it's kind of in position already. Run that through like that. Now I'm going to reach in here with some needle nose pliers and just kind of hold this against the tank. And we'll slide this one over this one. I'm going to hold it on the inside with pliers. See if I can tighten this down. Hold it right there. See if we can tighten it right here. Okay, maybe we'll just reach in here with needle nose pliers and take off the chunks. Okay, so I can guarantee that a lot of that stuff went inside there between the washers, but also between this nipple and the rim of this piece of plastic. So a lot of it got smashed up inside there, so I'm pretty confident in that repair. This is going to do well. We'll let that harden up for 30 minutes and then we'll put the cap on. All right, this one's had about 30 minutes to harden. Okay, so I had to pull the nut off. You can still see a lot of quick steel around there, but that thing is pretty solid. We're going to go ahead and put this on. So don't screw this up like I did. Do it right the first time. Put that under the nut. The yellow ring goes under the nut. That is a thing of beauty right there. That'll never leak, and it'll never be a slow vent either. This gas can just got useful again. Now this can presents a little bit of a problem. I don't know exactly where to put it. I was going to put it back here, but that would be dumb because then it would have gas against it all the time. Because the gas level might come up to pretty high. That's the fill mark right there. So we probably want to put it up here is my guess. I tried again put it in the handle, but I think that's going to be, there's a big seam right there and we can't get anything flat against it. So we're going to try a flatter area, and I'll probably just drill a hole right here, try to put it right here. Now this has one of the most annoying nozzles in the world. There's no vent on this at all. So when it works good at keeping the gas in the can and keep it from evaporating, but you have to push this little thing in. Then when you push it against your, you know, your whatever you're pouring it into, that pushes that back, and then gas will flow, and it flows super slow. You're standing there for 10 minutes waiting for this stupid thing to empty because a little gas will flow out and then air has to come back, and gas will flow out, air has to come back. It's just super stupid. It is a waste of time. If you're in an emergency on the side of the road and just trying to get off the road and get to a safe place, man, this will screw you. So we're going to take that off. We're going to bust this thing off also. It's getting replaced by this easy pour replacement spout vent. Comes with a couple different caps for a couple different designs. Hopefully one of these will fit this. But that thing is not going back on here. I'll throw this can away before I go back to using that stupid thing again. I want this out of the way of my hand right here. So, you know, I don't want to put it right here where it's going to hit my hand. So I want to put it far enough away where if I grab it with my right hand, which is typically how I grab these, or even with my left, that it's not going to hit me. So I'll probably want to put it out here, like right here. All right, we're just going to put a little bend on it like we did last time. I'll pull that through. Pull that up through. Okay, now we just got to hold on to this tightly so we don't drop it. So O-ring, that'll kind of hold it in place. Then this little metal cap goes over the O-ring, keeps it from squishing out, and then our nut. Okay, it's nice they sent this wrench because then you can do the job, but it's pretty cumbersome and it keeps slipping off and getting crooked. Get rid of that. Just get your 12 millimeter. All right, now when we tighten it down, let's see. Feels pretty secure and snug on there. Yeah, you can tell when you tighten it down, it's not turning the stem on the inside. So that's going to work really well. Good deal. Now, as far as which of these we're going to use, don't know yet, but it comes with a little rubber ring down here that pops over this. This is a little piece of plastic that kind of protects the rubber. So this rubber, if you ever have to rebuild this or this gets crooked on you, these will leak, okay? And if it leaks when you're pouring it out, it means this piece of rubber got displaced somehow. Okay, so see that piece of rubber right there, how it goes over like that? So it just kind of pops over that little ridge. Seats like that, this little plastic ring goes over it. This is actually an improvement over the old design that I have. Didn't have this plastic piece on here. But now we're going to see which one of these fits. And you can kind of guess by looking at the thread pitch on there and there to see which one. I bet it's that one right there. That's a good fit. This thread pitch on this one's a lot thinner. Only turns not even a half a turn onto there. So this is definitely the yellow one. We'll just slip it over this. Make sure that looks good there. Oh, and look, there's a screen there also. So that's nice. Even if you do get a little piece of plastic that you miss inside there, it's not going to hurt anything. All right. Now this gas can is serviceable again. This has a nice tightening cap right here. This is kind of small for my purposes, I'd like to see this bigger so it would flow more gas. But this is such an improvement over this kind of thing and this kind of thing that this makes a world of difference. It's not going to let any fumes out. It's not going to let any gas out for any reason at all. This is going to do a good job for me. And if you're having trouble retrieving your wire from way down inside, one of these little grabber tools, you know, that does that really pays off, because you can drop it down inside and just grab it and pull it up.